Welcome to the Super Chunky Podcast with your hosts, Christy and Bert. Today is June 2nd, 2018, and this is episode 4. Yeah, I got home and put my pajamas back on too.
Oh, I can see all kinds of fun crap behind me, including a cat. She's not crap. She's fine. Ignore all crap.
Ignoring crap. Got it. Oh, I can't feel my butt anymore.
Me neither.
I've been sitting.
Are you recording yet?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. I was like,
all right.
We're out of practice now.
I know, right? All right. Well, I'm ready when you are.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to get more ready. So
more ready. All right. Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to our episode 4. So what are you drinking today?
I am drinking, since it is sort of a cool and rainy day, I decided to make some tea. I don't drink tea during the summer very much just because it's hot. I sometimes will make iced tea, but I'm not really good about planning ahead.
Which I totally want a recipe of that from you, because I've never made iced tea except for once 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. I have bought some stuff from Adagio that has really good instructions, like it's meant for making iced tea from. So I kind of cheat with that. I use their pre-planned stuff, but yeah, so I'm drinking raspberry beret from our local tea place, Tea Source, that I bought during the shop hop. So it's pretty tasty. It's a black tea with raspberry in it, so it's pretty tasty.
No berets, just raspberries.
Right. Sadly, no berets. Although this would be, I have a hard time when I'm knitting with the whole thing. Like, I always use water instead of my own spit for spit joins.
Right.
I think berets would probably be similar. Nope.
Well, I'm not technically drinking any tea or anything today. I just have a Diet Mountain Dew. But for a meeting, for our North Star publicity meeting, I had people here. So I had found a recipe for a sweet Georgia iced tea. And basically, I took, which one did I used one of my Tea Lyra stuff. I think I just used the regular, English morning. And then I took a crap ton of peach tea bags and threw them in there. So it was kind of like this sweet peach tea, iced tea. The first time I ever made iced tea. And it was actually really good. My kid liked it. And then yesterday I had gotten a bunch of new stuff from Tea Lyra, and I tried their Cherry Goddess. And oh my God, you open that bag and you can just smell the cherries. And I brewed it, but the cup I had, the insides of it dark, so I can't really see the color. But when I set the tea canister thing, whatever those are called, that you put your loose leaf in. Tea steeper. I don't know. Yeah. I set it. I didn't empty it, and I just set it in the sink, and I did something else and came out a couple hours later and lifted it up, and it was just all red juice. I was like, holy crap, that's a lot of cherry in there. But it was really good. So
interesting.
Yeah. I bought a bunch more when they had a sale recently. So I tried a bunch of different flavors I hadn't had yet. So I'll be trying those for our show.
Yeah. I also wanted to know, I love that perfect tea thingy that I can't remember the full name of, that super fancy tea maker that I bought a while back. I love it, but then sometimes I just want a cup, and it's sort of a big waste of time and electricity to use this giant thing. So I'd actually gotten, before I went to Salt Lake in January, I got a 17-ounce tea kettle. What I like about it is that it has markings on it, so I can actually see 12 ounces, 16 ounces, whatever. So if I really am just making a cup of cocoa or something, I can just make up a quick thing of hot water in just the amount I need, rather than make too much.
You're gonna have to post that link, because I want one of those now.
Yeah, it's a Bodum Bistro electric kettle. My intent was to take it with me to Salt Lake. I didn't end up doing that, but I might in the future. It was really, it's really convenient to just have this little one on my counter. So it might travel with me in the future.
Making the sweet tea, I'm I want some glass carafe to put it in, and Tea Lyra happened to have I didn't get the one with the built-in strainer necessarily, but it does have, it's a glass tall canister, and it does have little straining cup around the cap. So if there is by chance any, it's also can be like a fruit infuser for water or whatever.
Sure.
So it strains all that stuff out before you pour it, but it's really nice. So I have that.
Yeah. I have a pitcher that does that, but I'm not sure where it is right now.
Yeah.
Probably stashed in a cupboard that I can't see into.
And then we've had this crazy weather. First we had blizzard in April, and now it's summer in May.
Yeah, it's I mean, we do get hot temperatures here, even in Minnesota, but usually not 100 in May.
No, that's like not until July and August.
And getting blizzards in April, it happens too. But to have both of these things in the same year is a little exciting.
Right. And really, if you think about it, not that many weeks away from each other, really.
Right.
So that was crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. Been kind of nutty.
I keep wanting to say, whenever there's arguments online about global warming, if it's real or not, I'm like, come to Minnesota, because this is a little weird, even for us.
It's like something's happening.
Something is definitely happening. I feel like for sure our axes are changing places, because it feels like winter is later and later and stays later and later than before. Because like we really didn't get much snow until late November, or was it more?
I try to forget about that after it's done.
Right, me too. I'm like,
I do know that we got I think 3 really big dumpings this year. I was gone for the first one in Salt Lake, but while I was in Salt Lake, but I heard about it on the news and stuff, the kids getting stranded on school buses and stuff like that, and I think there were at least 2 more after that.
Yeah,
well, maybe one of them was.
And I don't think we got like a whole lot of big snow in like October, November, or really December. It seemed to hit more in January.
Yeah.
So, and we were used to having blizzards on Halloween,
Sure.
So
sure. I missed that too, because I was out in Morris for college when that happened. So I missed the Halloween blizzard.
That's the year that I couldn't come up. Well, even if you had a costume, you bundled up anyway. So I just went around as a Minnesotan. That was my costume.
You were young enough for trick or treating.
Yeah, I was technically, I think, just starting high school. I'm like, I'm still going out. There was one
thanks
house
for reminding me how old I am.
There was one house just handing out cases of soda. I was like, I'll go out for that.
Sure.
So what's been going on with you? Because we haven't recorded now for 3 weeks at least.
Well, not since the end of. Well, the last episode was Yarn Shop Day, which was like April 20 something.
Oh, right.
And we recorded around then and then posted it a little bit after that. So we haven't done anything. We missed basically all of May.
Mm-hmm.
So
God, time just flies by too fast.
Yeah. This is sort of only important if you care about TiVos, but I've had a TiVo for a really, really long time. Since 2004, I think, is when I got my first one. Fortunately, they last a long time. I haven't had to buy that many, but I have the one that I have in my living room is my newest one, and it's probably getting close to 10 years old because I bought my house about 8.5 years ago, and I can't remember if I bought it right before or right after I bought my house. So it's somewhere around, 8 to 9 years old at least, but it's still getting updates. So, which I wasn't expecting that it was going to get a couple of things. So I haven't tried this yet, but apparently I can now control my TiVo with my Amazon Echo.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I haven't figured out exactly how that works. And my mom has the same thing, and I don't think she's figured it out yet either. It's not like it's that difficult to use the remote, so I'm not exactly sure unless I'm in the kitchen and I want to pause and I didn't take my remote with me, because that sometimes will happen. Like I'll pop into the kitchen, I'm like, wait, what's happening? Just hold on, wait till I get back.
Right.
So maybe I would use it for something like that. And then my TiVo is old enough that it didn't come with a feature where it can just skip all commercials. I could only pop through 30 seconds at a time. And my mom has a newer TiVo, and she's able to do that. She's been able to do that skip the whole time she's had that. But mine just got the upgrade a few days ago. Like, this is magical. It doesn't work for every show. It doesn't work on every network. And even when it does work, like I watch The Daily Show every day, and sometimes I've been able to use it and sometimes not. So it's a little haphazard. And then, of course, when I can use it, I forget that I can.
Right.
So, but it's kind of like, not that I don't mind, I understand commercials financing the TV shows, but I also like to get through things quickly.
Right.
So it's kind of nice that it really does I hit the button and it takes me right to the beginning of the next segment of the show. It's kind of fun.
And it's nice that TiVo is one of those companies that they don't abandon a product just because it's more than 2 years old.
Right. And I have a lifetime subscription. So I paid one time for my subscription, and it does all, my up until it's basically a Linux computer. So until it dies, it's been showing some signs of age, but it still works.
Right.
Like every once in a while, I'm like, why is it doing that thing that it's doing? But for the most part, it still works fantastically. And I've thought about getting an X1 through Xfinity because that's, a thing you do. But I don't really need one.
No, because you get your TiVo.
Right. And I have one in my bedroom, too, that's even older than this one. But it's not getting these updates anymore. They only go back as far as that one that I have in my living room. But it still works.
Right.
It's still I can still do season passes. I can still do almost everything I can on the other one. It's just a little bit older. So,
right.
TiVo.
Woot woot.
Yeah. Well, let's see. What's another new thing? I decided to learn Japanese.
Right.
Actually, I made this decision in 1993, and I took 2 quarters of Japanese in college. It was actually one reason why I left Morris and went to the Twin Cities campus, because at the time you couldn't do any remote learning kind of stuff. You basically had to go to the classes physically and stuff. So for the most part, I did do a correspondence course through the U as well with a teacher somewhere else. But it was like email and stuff, not like remote, like streamed lectures and stuff like that. It was kind of a different thing. But yeah, so I took a couple quarters. I really enjoyed it, but the professor did not feel that I had enough time to adequately practice because I had a part-time job.
Right.
And she and I just could not see eye to eye, so I ended up having to leave the program and stuff. But I've really kind of always wanted to, get back into it. And I've also kind of decided I really, really would like to go to Japan. I've always wanted to go, but I'm not getting any younger. I don't, I'm tired of not doing things just because I'm single and don't have anyone to travel with or whatever. It's like I'm not exactly sure how it's going to happen, but if I do end up going by myself, I would feel more comfortable if I knew the language better.
Yeah, totally.
And it's fun. I like to learn.
Right.
So I've been doing a little Duolingo, but then I also bought like a self-learning workbook thing too. So kind of looking forward to getting more into that.
I haven't done much other than we went up to Amy's family for Memorial Holiday. I hung out there, which was fun. It was hot. Ugh, was it hot? It was gross.
Last weekend was terrible.
It really was. They were laughing at me because we mainly hang out in the garage up there. Because it's just, there's more room and everybody likes to be outside and stuff. So I bring my little camping chair, I bring my little table, my little camping table. And then I even brought, I had my little cube USB / outlet plug thing and had that hooked up, and I brought my little USB fan pointing at me. They're like, Jesus, what the heck are you moving in? And I'm like, I want to be comfortable. So yeah, it was kind of funny. And I brought all my knitting and got some stuff started, and I didn't really finish anything, but half the time I think I was too drunk to actually be looking at stitches.
It is a challenge. Knitting and drinking don't necessarily go hand in hand.
No. Plus, and then it was just kind of humid and sticky out there. And I was like, okay, I can't be touching this yarn right now.
Right.
But other than that, I don't think, we got a new car. New/used.
Nice.
It's at least a 2015, so only 3 years old compared to us having our 2005 minivan. So that's nice. We're both loving it. I still want CarPlay in it. And I'm trying to find out how much it's going to cost me to swap the radio out for one with CarPlay.
I got my car with Apple CarPlay back in September, and I think we talked about something that got cut out at some point about that I could have spent a little bit less on